So, welcome to whoever's here. We have somebody online and somebody in person. So this is more or less just information in case you're thinking about starting your home business in Los Alamos County. Usually people come in and ask right away, like, how do I do this? So I thought we should start with, maybe some demographics of Los Alamos. Big during the middle of the day. We have a daytime population of almost 25,000 people, which is incredible if you think about it. Right now we're at 19,400, more or less, evening. And so the commuters at 6,000 to 8,000 people a day. Median age is 41 years in Los Alamos, and it's just the basic. So community development is where we are from, and we are comprised of planning, building, economic development, housing, and administration. So right now, this is economic development and somebody from planning, and we're almost all doing the same thing, it seems like. And so there's differences between a home business and a home occupation. So we're going to talk about that first. Your home occupation means it is something that you carry on in your home as an accessory. This part of your home. It's not the whole part of your home. It's only, and a building only allows up to 300 square feet for your office space and whatever you are considering your business. So sometimes it's just people just have a chair and a desk, and that's probably all you'll need. Somebody asked me once, what about my studio? Where I do all my painting, like what you do. And I think that that's like part of it as well, but we're not going to go measure, but you do need to show us where you're doing the primary part of your business. So when you have a home business, which is entirely different, you're going to hire probably somebody outside of your family, more than one person outside of your family. So more than one non-family member. So if you have I don't know, maybe
an assistant.
Yeah, an assistant. Then they're not part of your family, that is considered a home business, and then you need to do other things, and that's when you would need a conditional use permit. I mean, if you get that big, you'll come and talk to us, but
We
so
hope you get that big.
yes. So accessory uses, I define that here too. It means a use that's incidental or subordinate to your primary use, which is your house. That's the primary use of that building, is you live there. So the accessory part is just the small portion, up to 300 square feet. So we have to look at zoning use requirements, and home occupations and businesses are allowed in almost all residential zones, including like multifamily, which, apartments, they're allowed there as well. And then I touched on conditional use permits. So that's when you're going to hire somebody else. Somebody in White Rock had a nursery, and they hired 2 or 3 people. So they had to come get a conditional use permit to work their nursery in White Rock.
And it's essentially the same process, the same documentation. It's just a one requires slightly more information than the other one does.
Yes, exactly. So when you actually do apply for your business license, we're going to look at things like parking and your hours and what it looks like on the outside. So you can't look like a business. So you have to like make sure that you have things in storage, or if you have a van with your name on it, kind of park it to the side, that kind of thing. You're allowed a sign, 2 by 2, 4 square feet. And you have to maintain, hours so that your neighbors aren't disrupted, and then keep the noise down. There's a noise ordinance in most of those.
Shall I save my questions for later?
Sure, or unless.
No, go ahead, ask them now, that way you don't forget, and that way we can kind of answer them.
Oh, so I can write them down. So does that apply to like conditional use permit, what you're talking about now, or is that for both the home occupation?
For both.
Or both?
Yeah.
And then the
Yeah.
size, condition of 300 square feet, is that only for home occupation?
It's for both.
Oh, it's for both.
Yeah.
Oh,
Um. And there are some prohibited uses in residential zones, but, you know,
That's mostly like stuff that makes noise, like your welders or, you know, the mechanical type stuff. We don't want people running mechanic shops out of their front yard.
Yeah.
So there, the type of use, is also looked at, and we do discuss that within the code. And help you with it.
yeah. So, the way that the code reads, it's chapter 12 in Los Alamos Code of Ordinances. Anytime you're doing business in Los Alamos County, you are required to get a business license. It's not expensive. For most of them, it's $35 a year. If you're doing food or hospitality or that type of thing, it's $50 a year. You just renew once a year. And then that you will need special license if you're gonna go door to door, that's $50 a year. And you do need to get your tax ID, which that would be the very first step. But go to the New Mexico State website, and you can do it all online, it's free. Cause don't go, it's happened before, people have told me they paid $120 because they clicked on something they weren't supposed to, but just keep in mind, it's free to go get your tax ID number, so. There are people trying to get you to go down to their site, which is not legal. So, oh yeah, when you get your business license, just hang it on the wall, make sure it's visible and current. So the interesting thing about business licenses, you renew once a year, like you started in April and then it expires in April. And then we send you a notice once, and then we don't send it again. So
We remind you one time.
we remind you one time, but we don't send you, you don't, if you come back and you decide oh yeah, I need to renew. It'll, like, let's say you come in July, it'll just expire again next April. And so there's no penalties, we just, it'll be less time, but anyway, that's just one thing to keep in mind.
Is there, like any type of incentive for being registered with the county? Like, do we help business owners with like advertisement in magazines or advertisement in newsletters or?
So that's a
Or-
good question, because the county does not, other than we have some guides that we publish once a quarter. And it has like a shop and dine
Yeah.
component, and it's usually for the downtown area. So the only people with business licenses
Would be eligible
will
for
be,
that,
yes.
But-
And then,
but any business.
Yes.
Any person with a business license could contact us and
Ask
get
you
their business advertised.
Yeah.
So
That's
the,
awesome.
the way that it currently operates is that, with the way that Los Alamos County runs, you would basically, some of the shops downtown, not all of them sell, say it's a hair salon. If they require you to make an appointment, then, and it's appointments only and they're not selling like retail shop product, we wouldn't include that. But say that, yeah, you run regular 8 to 5 hours, you're doing, come and go like a nail salon out of your home or something, I don't know. Or you're, selling
Paintings.
produce or painting,
Art.
art out of your house. Those are all options where it might make sense to add you to our list, and we are actively working to get an entire business registry of all businesses online. So you would be able to get published once we get that, but that's currently how we're
yeah,
working.
we're in the middle of that, but that's the goal is to have something for people to register. And then if people want to say, oh, I want to know where the local, hair salon is, you can type it in.
Yeah,
and pop
that
up.
seems like a nice incentive.
Yeah.
To sign, to make
But
sure that
only
you
people
keep
with-
your current.
Yeah.
license. Yeah.
And I know that the chamber and LACDC will not add you to their
Unless you're
list,
a member.
or LACDC too, if you're not registered in the
Business,
county,
oh.
yeah. Yeah. So, you can also get your business license online through our portal. And I can walk you through that too, but but the next thing I was gonna talk about was, what if you outgrow your space? Like, what if you get too big for your home because you're gonna have too many people coming and too many things happening, so you're gonna need to look for a commercial space. And you need to consider, is there are too many people coming and going in front of your house, and do you need more staff, and how's it gonna impact your neighborhood? And you may not be compliant anymore if you get too big, so that's when you consider changing to a commercial space downtown or wherever there's available open spaces. And we want to help you, so be sure and call. Oh, it looks like somebody.
Accept them in.
Yeah,
Sorry, I can't quite read.
so we want to help you grow, reach out early, call us, anybody in economic development or CBD planning, we could help you decide what your next steps are. We really don't want to tell people no, we want to help. And Danielle might have something she wants to add.
Oh, yeah, no, we wanna help, we want your business to grow where you do need a commercial space. But you know, if you are doing things that it would never make sense for you to have a commercial space, and we can help you in some type of way. You know, it benefits the county, we're not after your $35 for the registry, you know, that's not gonna make or break us, but like we have to comply, we can't do things, we have to do things a certain way, so we wanna make sure that we are there to support you however we can.
And one of the things that we found out is, you know, we do these meetings with potential, with new businesses that are looking at different spaces around town. And by coming to a meeting with us, we can help you make a very good, knowledgeable decision about which location you're gonna choose. Like, we've had instances of potential locations that they didn't know it needed all new electrical work, but our fire department did. And part of what we do is bring together a team of all the players. And, you know, it's not meant to be punitive, it's not meant to come after you, it's simply to help you make fiscal decisions that are good for you. And we would much rather help you make good decisions before you get yourself into an issue with a potential location.
I'm Anita.
Yeah, we met. It's good
Yeah,
to
you
see
were
you.
at We're at the small business thing at Project Y, right? Is that correct?
No, but we've seen each other.
Fuller Lodge Art Center. Okay. So yeah, we yeah.
No,
questions?
so if you needed.
No, I think that's, just time for questions or whatever you
Okay.
wanna.
So is there only like one business license to get, and it's with the state of New Mexico?
So
Or is there like a county?
the district license is through the county, the CRS tax registration is through New Mexico.
Oh, okay,
So that's like your 8 point whatever tax that you have, your gross receipts
Gotcha.
tax. That's the only thing that you need through the state
I
of
see.
New Mexico if you don't register a business with the Secretary of State. Here we just need your business license and your CRS.
So like if you needed a license, like if you're a hair salon or a doctor or a dentist, that's a different license and you get that through the state. So we just register your business
gotcha,
and
okay.
make sure that you.
So it matters like where the county that I'm residing in, that's
Yes.
where I register.
Mhm.
Right.
Okay.
And if you're also gonna sell. Let's say you're gonna go to a convention or a fair, you would probably need a license in that town. As well, so let's say
Oh,
you're gonna
I'm
go,
representing myself as
Yeah.
a business.
you would have to register like in Santa Fe. You're gonna sell in Santa Fe, wherever you're selling, where you are physically selling something.
Yeah, each municipality has their own requirements for their type of thing, unless you're doing like an Etsy
Or
type
online.
store or
Yeah.
online, then you're,
Then that's different.
yeah.
And so if I was making my paintings and decided I'm gonna sell some in a gallery in Santa Fe, then I would need to get
Probably would be required to get.
So
Depends on the
here's where it
gallery.
gets a little like, you're not opening the gallery and you're not as a vendor there, you're
in an
selling
individual
like you're painting through the gallery. The gallery has their license, you're making a commission off of, you're making your money off of your painting, you're making a commission for holding it there, so you don't need a Santa Fe business license to sell through like a third party dealer.
So if The instance I would need a license for Santa Fe would be if I was selling maybe at the farmer's market?
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
Or like the big folk art market.
Yeah,
Oh,
right,
right,
right.
right.
Down
You know,
on
It's
each
just
like-
this weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're doing like a vendor type thing, you'll probably have to go through their process. For
Gotcha,
vendors.
okay.
Um, but if you were to do our farmer's market or our vendor market, you're good, you have your registration, you're.
And so if I were to try to sell a painting, say in some place, I guess. In some other state, in other cities, then I would need to contact.
You would have to talk to
Yeah.
them, yeah.
Oh,
They
I-
have different-
And depending on how you're selling it, if you're selling it online and you're shipping, you just pay their state tax the way you would normally, and typically when you're selling online like that, they like Etsy will
Yeah.
tax automatically or eBay will tax automatically, so that's taken care of on that end already. It's not something that you need to re-register in that state to sell as a business unless you are constantly conducting business there.
Did you have questions? Okay. What were you thinking of doing?
I don't have any
Nothing, okay,
Yeah.
yeah,
Thanks.